UFO. Truck, boom, lasers, bass explosion. Everybody jump, 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 beam me ColeyUFO, beam me up, lights go on, turn it up, ColeyUFO, forever in the stars, top 10 dance, we're going far, ColeyUFO.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of SNX Radio. I'm Coley, also known as ColeyUFO, and I'm pretty excited. We almost have about 100 people watching so far, so this is really cool. We have a fantastic guest. Before I do get going on that, though, I did want to go through and say hello to everybody in chat. Let's see. I gotta get to the top, though. It's absolutely great to see everybody. We've got Pops. For those of you who do not know or know who Pops is, he and I are doing a show on Tuesdays. It's going to kind of differ. It's for our town hall. So otherwise than that, every other Monday, second Monday, fourth Monday of the month is Pops' panel, cryptid panel. Definitely check that out if you have not. John Allen, it's so great to see you. Shelly Montgomery, and thank you so much, Shelly. I saw the super sticker earlier. That's amazing. I absolutely, and you've got questions asked. That's awesome. That's definitely what we're looking for. So that's greatly appreciated. Moon at Noon, thank you so much. You're the Woo Crew or whatever. I guess we haven't really come up with a name, but that's amazing. I just want to thank both of you. Diane, it's always great. Diane, your Beam Me Up is really catching on. I think it's great. You're just a bundle of joy when you come in. Always put a smile on people's faces. So Trooper Cat, great to see you and welcome in. And let's see here. I know that I don't. So Roger Blair, great to see you, Roger. Welcome back. I love when the chat's going. I'm just fighting it though myself. Martha, I think I saw Martha. Ashes, it's great to see you. Steven, awesome. So glad that you're here. Hope I didn't miss anybody there. Let's see here. I don't have my glasses on. That's probably part of the problem, but we're gonna improvise for right now. Lori Ladd. If Cindy Bailey, if you guys do not know, Lori Ladd and Cindy Bailey are also on Pops' cryptid panel, and it's actually Cindy's birthday today. So Bigfoot fan 33. Stephen, great to see you here. JT, Truth Seeker. JT, I will definitely be scheduling a part 2. We had an awesome show. Really brought it. It was great. Let's see here. John Allen. I think, John, you're coming in on a different one too. Kurt W75 is in the house. Great to see you, Kurt. Mad Paxmas. It's great to see you, Mad. I haven't seen you in a little bit. Of Dark Matters, Mojo. Definitely, if you have not, go over and subscribe to his channel. I think we're going to plan on doing a show here pretty soon too. So that's awesome. Steamboat. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. And let's see here. If I missed anybody, I promise I will make it up to you after. I definitely want to get through everybody, but Skitter, awesome. He popped in at the end, and everybody else, I like I said, I will catch you in chat. But really quickly, we're going to go through, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about our guest. If you have not heard of him or who he is, you'll definitely, he's definitely a huge part of this community. So Robert, is a graduate of the U.S. Air Force Academy, class of 1964. He served 7 years on active duty before separating from the Air Force in 1971. While on active duty, he worked at weapons controller, flew target drones. He ballistic missiles as launch. So he was right around all of this stuff, and he can definitely. He's an experiencer, I found out backstage, which is absolutely awesome. And he's still very active in the UFO community. So we very much appreciate him. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring Robert out. And that way Robert can tell you from firsthand who he is. And yes, thank you so much again for your service, Robert, and for coming on. I've been really excited to have you on. So this is a real treat.
Hi, Coley. I've heard a lot about you, and I'm happy to be here.
Oh, yes. And I know that we had talked about it for people who do not know about you being an experiencer on top of all of this. And yes, everybody in chat is saying thank you for your service, Robert. We appreciate that over here. We definitely do.
With
Never
that.
take it for granted. Yes. Would you prefer to, I guess, in comparison to the military part of this, was your experience before or after with ET?
Oh, it was after my experience in the military. Of course, that experience was while I was stationed at Malmstrom Air Force Base, Montana in 1967. And then my experience with our visitors was in 1985.
Oh, wow. So pretty. Do you think one led to the other?
It's very possible. Yeah, I think so. But
There was
hard to confirm.
very true. We had Jay Sands on, and he was an experiencer and he was recruited for the legacy program. And I said, did they know? Do you think they knew? I mean, I feel like, maybe some of that, and he didn't think that they did. They had known before. And I thought, man, I feel like that maybe there was a part of it that's kind of tied into all that. I didn't know what you thought about that.
Well, after my experience, the Air Force, I strongly believe the Air Force tried to recruit me to become part of the cover-up, or what I call the cabal. And we can get into that a little bit, but as far as whether or not the actual close encounter I had with ETs in 1985 being connected to my incident, I think there was a sort of selection process that they do. And I felt a contact with them while my incident was going on. And let's say we connected in some way, and they remembered that and wanted to pursue me a little bit more. But again, that's speculation.
Yeah, it's it would definitely be hard to tell. It's some murky waters that you're going into, when especially getting into some classified information. But I do in fact think that they, especially with the military, that they do kind of, I don't want to say target, but I mean, even Rick Doty has talked about some of that before. So I'm glad that you stayed on the right side of things, Robert.
I intentionally avoided being involved with anything having to do with a cover up or being part of a secret group. So yeah, they tried more than once to recruit me.
They always dwindle a deal. I remember when they always had come with a little bit of a deal, I think, in this, and see if who's going to take it, who's not going to take it. But mine would have come with 5 years of silence under an NDA. I did not take it. But it's like, I always thought, man, if I only knew, because they said, they tell you, you're in the privy to know, something, but we can't confirm what it is until you sign, your right to talk for 5 years away. And
right. And yeah, in my case, I had to sign an NDA after my incident. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yeah, no, I would imagine you would.
And it didn't have a time limit. It never expired. To this day, it has not, as far as I know, it hasn't expired. But
so there's parts of it you still to this day can't talk about.
No, there's parts of my job that I did as a launch officer I can't talk about, only because that is classified national security information. But as far as the incident itself, I'm happy to talk about any aspect of it. Um, like I said, I signed an NDA. However, uh, when I spoke to Arrow, you know what Arrow is?
Yes.
You know, they asked me for an interview, and I gave them one. Actually, 2 hours worth, and provided documents. But they also told me that I didn't have to worry about an NDA. So I'm taking that as their word, but who knows? At any rate, I decided not to follow the NDA quite a while ago. I think 1994. Yeah, since 1994.
Yes, because so that would have been, you're in the Air Force. I have my pilot's license. I saw that you worked after, for the FAA, which is the Federal Aviation Administration, and doing things. I think that's absolutely wonderful. I really just love the whole part of it. But when you were in there, so the Air Force, the missile, propulsion energy or engineer, and did all of those things. When I guess, because I guess it's my understanding, and maybe this is too quick to ask this question about the ET, and are they shutting down are they shutting down some of this stuff so we are not destroying ourselves and others? I guess.
Well, let me answer it. Take one part at a time. Are they shutting them down? Yes. Not only my incident, but I have evidence and corroborative evidence from other witnesses that within the span of about 2 years, they shut down 40 nuclear weapons,
Wow.
intercontinental ballistic missiles with nuclear weapons. So we, in my case, I was in control of 10. And then there was another incident a week earlier, another 10. Again, these are all during UFO encounters. UFOs were seen by many witnesses. And then there was another incident at Minot Air Force Base, North Dakota, another 10. And then there was another incident at Malmstrom that happened in late 1966, another 10. So, like I said, within 2 years, UFOs came over and shut down 40 nuclear weapons. Now, the question as to why, I've concluded that they were trying to send us a message, and that it is more of a benevolent message, not a message of superiority or threat or anything like that. It was a message for us humans to rid ourselves of nuclear weapons because of the consequences that could relatively easily occur that would destroy most living things on this planet, i.e. nuclear war.
Yeah.
And I think we've all felt that sense that, gee, we're getting closer here.
Yeah.
What,
Oh, definitely.
what with threat from Iran, but also the threat of from Russia, and even ourselves, we might decide to use these so-called tactical nuclear weapons, which we've developed, and so has Russia, that could be used in let's say, a smaller conflict, smaller war. And in fact, major figures in the military have requested using these weapons, these nuclear weapons, in the past, such as General Douglas MacArthur during the Korean War, the General Westmoreland during the Vietnam War. Both made requests of the president to be able to use those weapons against perceived enemies. Thankfully, they were denied, but that's not to say that our generals won't ask in the future.
Right. That's very true. That's very true. I mean, being put in that position, I can't imagine that is a very good position to be in. Were the craft, I guess when they were seen, you said that there were 40 or 50 craft. Is that correct? That over different, or 40 or
No,
50 different
no, no,
sites?
no, 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 no. What I'm saying is during UFO encounters,
Mhm.
uh, Minuteman missiles, in this case, um, were disabled or shut down
Mhm.
during these encounters,
Okay, I got you.
which resulted in 40 of these weapons being shut down by
Okay.
UFOs. I didn't.
Wow.
I didn't mean to indicate there were 40 UFOs. It was 40 of these weapons were shut down by UFOs.
Wow. I mean, that is a substantial amount of, of missiles. Is it
It's
your understanding or any, I guess, in through that is the United States, it's just not the United States that
no, it's
probably has
not
been
just the
experiencing
United
that.
States. Uh, Incidents where UFOs were seen over nuclear uh, weapons facilities or storage facilities have happened in the United Kingdom, have happened in the Netherlands, have happened in Italy at NATO bases. These are all NATO bases at the time. And of course, NATO has access to nuclear weapons if needed in order to combat nuclear threats elsewhere in Europe. So, but UFOs have been seen over these facilities. Not that they were disabled weapons, but they were trying to locate where the weapons were, shown a beam of light, just to, I guess, as a signal or that they knew they were there, and then they flew off. But this was noted by the military people involved. And so there's documentation and witness testimony to that. I have documented that in one of my books, well, two of my books, actually. A book called, I have it here, Unidentified UFO Phenomenon, which was written in 2015. And then in my latest book, UAPs and the Nuclear Puzzle, which was written a couple of years ago. I've listed 13 such incidents of,
Oh, wow.
of UFO encounters at nuclear weapons bases. 13. So this is not a one-off. It's, like I say, I've concluded because of the number of incidents. And those are the only ones that I know about. There have probably been others.
Sure.
In fact, in the second tranche of information recently released by the Department of Defense, there was one letter that was released under a FOIA request, NORAD. This was a NORAD log of incidents of UFOs over nuclear weapons in 1975 over nuclear weapons facilities. So that part of it has essentially been validated by the U.S. government.
Wow. That's not probably something easy for them to come about because, I mean, you could think I never understood this, and maybe Bobby, especially with the FAA and the reporting system and all that. What do you think it's all about, I mean, they clearly hold global air dominance and air superiority over us. Why did we not respond to that, in your opinion? Why
Well,
was
how do
it
you
like an alarm never, you know what I'm saying? Like if an enemy came in, or we had somebody that was flying in our airspace that was coming in, I'm assuming it
know?
would, a chain of reactions would come off.
Oh, the military was informed, believe me, of these incidents. The point is, why don't they allow, or why haven't they verified this to the public?
Right.
Uh, as I think they should. I think you've got a good point. The public should know that these incidents, in no uncertain terms, the public should know that they happened and that they are capable of shutting down our nukes. Um, Now, the question is, what do we do about it? Can we do anything about it? Why are they doing it? But that's a debate for discussion, isn't it? It's not
Hmm.
something that they, the government, should just automatically declare these are the enemy. We must
Hmm.
shoot them all down, kill them all, and protect ourselves. Uh, I mean, this is of such importance that we ought to have a public debate about it.
Yeah.
And that's why disclosure is so important.
I think that's a good point too, because the fear narrative are automatically running with, like you asked me behind stage, did I, in my experiences, were they negative? No, they were not. They were not. And I'm not going to take away from anybody else's by saying that that they didn't. I don't know. Like I've heard testimony of it, but we cannot automatically jump on to the fear bandwagon, because that is, fear is control, fear, they go hand in hand.
Exactly. I agree 100%. Um, and uh, too much of a discussion in, well, the movie that came out earlier was, I forgot the name of it now. uh, this was the one that came out about a year ago.
Oh, the
Too
age
much
of disclosure?
age of disclosure. Thank you. Um, there was too much discussion in there about uh, the fear over this whole phenomenon, uh, the risk to national security, blah blah blah. Well, okay, but uh, again, that should be part of the disclosure first, and then let's have a public debate about it. Because, like I said, in my estimation, uh, for one thing, they did not destroy any part of our equipment. Nothing was fried. Nothing had to be replaced. In order to restart the missiles, we had to go through a procedure uh, uh, to reset the the navigational system,
Hmm.
and the targeting procedure had to be reset. But there was no damage done. In other words, when the missiles were shut down by these UFOs, the UFOs did not damage or destroy any equipment or people, for that matter.
And then we've got a few questions, but I guess the one that probably be most relevant right now is it possible to describe what the UFO looked like? What kind, were they crafts or orbs that were shutting it down? Or do you know, I guess?
Uh, the closest I can give you on a description was an oval shape, and that was given to me by the security guards upstairs, who saw the object inside of a very bright light. Uh, in the 1966 incident at North Dakota, there was a drawing or a sketch made by one of the airmen witnesses, and it is in my first book. You can see the sketch there, called Faded Giant, is the first book I wrote in 2005. But basically oval shaped.
So kind of I guess the standard craft you would typically see.
Yeah, a standard UFO with a little slight dome on the top.
Oh, that's interesting. That's kind of what I saw for my first one that kind of really woke me up. And then there's another question in here that I wanted to get to really quick. Oh, yeah. Okay, so your thoughts on company keeping tabs on small town tower plants, I guess, and do they have control over those type of plants, do you think? Or is it typically they intervene for the nuclear part of it?
There have been many sightings over nuclear power plants, but as far as I know, well, there was there have been one or two incidents where uh, electrical power in a community was lost during UFO sightings, such as what we saw in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Do you remember that scene where there was a blackout uh, in the community? Do you remember that?
Oh, I didn't. I hate to even admit this out loud. I didn't watch it.
You haven't seen Close Encounters of the Third
Mm,
Kind? My goodness,
no,
you
I didn't
you need.
watch it because I thought it was going to be central, and I thought this is. But somebody told me they're like, you have to watch it. It's very close
Oh, it's a
to
must
what
see.
you know.
Must see it. Yes, yes.
Well, now I'm really gonna have to. I'll watch it now.
Okay. Anyway, in there was a power blackout, and that did happen. However, it doesn't happen often. I don't think the ETs or UFOs are responsible for that on a regular basis. But there have been many sightings over nuclear power plants because of well, uh, the, the the nuclear substances that go into powering up those power plants are a concern because of what happened, for example, at Chernobyl and Fukushima.
Yes,
Yes.
that's very valid concern right there. Do you think it's what do you think it is about? Because I've heard a few different, and I know obviously this would just be your conclusion based upon the data you collected, but what's your conclusion as to what they're really doing there? Are they fueling up like their craft? Are they genuinely there for humanity's concern? Is there something that obviously affects them as well?
Well, they are concerned about the fact that we are using nuclear energy, including at power plants. Like I mentioned, the explosion at Chernobyl in, when was it, 1982? That blast sent radioactive fallout over a large part of Europe and caused a rise in the cancer rate. There was the explosion of the a shutdown of the nuclear reactor at Fukushima, Japan, in was it 2011? That wound up sending radioactive material into the ocean and into the ocean currents and did a lot of destruction, and who knows how much. I don't think anybody knows, but it sent radioactive material all the way to the west coast of the United States.
Yeah,
Uh,
it
so,
really is. And yes.
so we are, you know, responsible for what we do and responsible for what we build, and are we taking that responsibility serious enough? I think that's the question. they have of us.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Okay. We'll leave it at that.
No, a question came in of Dark Matters. He wants to know, were nuclear weapons tests used to summon the UFOs?
To summon them, no. The purpose of the nuclear test was to produce a bomb to end World War II, and that's what it was used for. So,
That's interesting that, during that time, my grandfather was a first Division Marine Corps, and he talks about that second bomb when they set that off, that wasn't necessarily something they needed to do. It's more of, I think he felt like we were going to show the world, this is what we can do.
well, I think that's a good point. The bomb at Hiroshima was on August the 8th, I believe, and then the one at Nagasaki was August the 9th. You'd think that we would have given the Japanese an opportunity to surrender, a few days anyway before we bombed them again. But that's the way it was.
I guess I was under the understanding too, and I remember talking about it that because it had something to do with Russia coming in, I thought, and that the reason that they thought that they had done it, I'd have to look back in the history books, but that was kind of my understanding. My grandfather always talked to us about World War II, and we always grew up with that respect and knowing what freedom had come for and what price it was at. So,
Well, when Truman and Stalin and Churchill were discussing the war in the Pacific, this was after the war in Europe had ended. Stalin volunteered and he almost demanded that his forces be a part of the invasion of Japan. And that's what they were discussing, invading Japan in order to end the war. But the estimate was that the Allies would lose about 250,000 soldiers, troops, in order to completely invade and take over the entire Japanese country. And that's one of the rationale that was used to use the bomb on Japan to see if they could get Japan to surrender in that way. And that's what happened. So, yeah, Russia was ready to invade. They had troops ready to go, I think.
They definitely probably didn't waste much time on that. Do you think, I guess, Shelley Montgomery would like to know, question, in this time of keep quiet, is it still happening? Would we definitely, I guess, would we even be told about it now, or were we told about it at the time that it was happening?
Told about what?
That they were, in fact, shutting shutting things down, and that this was going on, that there was, I guess, speculation or fear. I don't know, like if the ETs are still intervening as they once were, or I guess that kind of that.
Oh, well, that's a good question because this would be, again, probably still classified information. Even though I've gone public, I've been public now for over 30 years, and other people have gone public on the facts that, yes, indeed, UFOs have shut down our nuclear weapons. Like I said, I even gave a presentation to Arrow. Arrow informed me that this is now an official record, and so Congress should have access to it. The public should have access to it, but it has not been released. My testimony has not been released to the public as yet. It may be that UFOs are still active around nuclear weapons, and more incidents have occurred, but of course, none of that has been announced by the Air Force or anyone else.
I guess we could look to the ones that they have posted, like the Nimitz, and see if that's near, or look around those areas and see, kind of put the pieces together yourself. I think this is very interesting question. Somebody asked if you were saying that the aliens just charged an electromagnetic pulse. And it was asked before. And Trooper Cat, if you have any like background behind that, but
he may be alluding to the article written by the Washington Post or Wall Street Journal. I'm sorry, Wall Street Journal, about the shutdown of the missiles was due to an EMP or electromagnetic pulse testing. And I've debunked that. It's ad nauseum. It didn't happen. It couldn't have happened. And did the UFOs use EMP to shut down the missiles? Well, I don't know what they used. What I do know is that Boeing did a bench test on part of the guidance system called a logic coupler, and with a specific electrical signal, they were able to disable the logic coupler momentarily, which would have shut down the guidance system of the missile and therefore shut down the missile. But as far as that being the definitive reason for this, we'll have to ask the Air Force that question if they'll answer it. But the Air Force owes us an answer to find out whether or not they have come up with any particular methodology or reason as to why this happened. There is a document in existence, but it's classified, on the Air Force investigation of one of these incidents called the Echo Flight Incident that happened on March 16th, 1967. That happened a week before mine. And that document was requested under FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, and the Air Force refused to send it to us. So we requested that document. We know that document exists. We have the exact title, date. I even have the name of an individual officer that worked on that investigation. It's up to the Congress now to ask the Air Force for that document, which I think would be very revealing as to the cause of these shutdowns.
That's very good. And I guess I was told, now I'm not exactly, I kind of have gotten a few different answers on this, that Congress was not in necessarily the privy to know. They did not have the security clearance. That Senate, in fact, holds more power than Congress does, even in this area.
I don't think the Senate holds any more power than the Congress, but the problem is, and I've put this on social media, but very briefly, there's a government agency called ISSO, which deals with evaluating the security and classification system of the government. In other words, they've set up the system whereby things can be classified and how, for how long, who's involved, etc. And they have identified multiple problems with that system, not the least of which is the power of Congress to oversee these highly classified programs called special access programs
Mm-hmm.
that are used to do these UFO studies. In other words, they're used. These are the programs that would be used to do a technical evaluation of recovered craft, UFOs, and evaluation of genetic material recovered from bodies of extraterrestrial individuals that have been recovered. So, bottom line, there is no effective oversight over these programs, and that has to be overhauled, that whole system, before we can move further with disclosure. Because the reason whistleblowers won't come forward is because they're under very strict restrictions about revealing any information about what they do. And until that changes, not much is going to happen.
No, I agree with you 100%. And I don't know what your thoughts on. According to Rick Doty, now he says that there are classified. There's 2 different brevity codes that are that actually say identified craft. But as you know, with Rick Doty, and I'm not saying that this was part of the counterintelligence plan, but there's, I'm not exactly sure how to take that information. I'm not. I was going to try and file a FOIA request on it, see if anything came back.
Well, Rick Doty, by his own admission, worked for on disinformation campaign for the government. So I don't know how you can take his word on it.
I don't know either. I thought there's always a nugget of truth in there. Maybe part of the code was right, or I didn't know if you had any take on it. But I was the same way. I said, man, this would be great. But then again, if you saw Mirage Man and Rick Doty will be on Thursday. I can ask him myself. Maybe we'll see what kind of answer we get. But
ask him why we should trust what he says.
Yes. Yes. I agree.
Okay.
I agree. And that it does get a little confusing, and I don't want to confuse anybody in this, but when you follow this so closely and piece by piece, and you talked about the special access programs, and I know during Trump's first presidency, he took all the black budget projects. We used to be able to see where the money was going to, or where it was being allocated to. All of that went black. So we don't really have a lot right now to even stand on when it comes to some of that.
Well, that's right. And again, it's the job of Congress to oversee these programs. They're using public funds.
Yes.
They're using our money that we pay in taxes to do this. And it's their responsibility to see how that's spent and whether it is in our best interest and whether the public is properly informed, which they should be, about some of these programs.
And then Shelly's wondering, did you ever hear of those that actually mentioned feeling static running through them, or any sort of feeling of being extremely cold, or, did they have any of the ringing of the ears, or anybody, I guess, have any adverse reactions to some of the crafts when this was going on?
Well, there's a lot of dialogue about that. I personally don't recall in my case any of that, but people remember different things, have different experiences.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Do you think some of it, I guess I always conclude upon, and maybe this is not the right thing to do, but I've concluded on a few different experiences. What is our government? What are they capable? Because their technology, they hold it, 20 to 40, 50 years before we get it. I can't even imagine, unless that's just like, bluffing a game of cards. They're bluffing, but I think that they definitely are holding something. What do you think do you think part of this is our government and part of this is ET? I struggle with that part. I think many experiencers do.
Let's just say that, and I've dedicated, starting in this book that I wrote in 2015, Unidentified, I dedicated a complete chapter to the UFO cabal. Okay. And in that, I'm referring to a group involved in the international conspiracy of secrecy in control of the known facts of the UFO phenomenon. So this includes our government. There are people, elements within our own government that are part of this cabal. It's an international organization, well-funded, very powerful, in control of what we know about this phenomenon. Any information we, the public, would receive would have to be through their approval. That's just the way it is. Now, they're also involved in a disinformation campaign to confuse the public on the facts. Some of the facts have come out by whistleblowers, but if the cabal does not want those facts to be recognized as such, they will involve themselves in a disinformation campaign to dispute those so-called facts. Does that make any sense?
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. And what book did you say that I was going to order that one? That sounds like it's right up my alley. Can you tell me again the name of the book that you had just, because you've got quite a few.
I've got three. This is
you
one.
three. Okay, so this was the 2023 one, the UAPs and nuclear puzzle.
No, this is the 2015 book. It's called Unidentified, the UFO Phenomenon.
Oh, okay. And on my side, it's listing it as 2014. So the unidentified, okay, the phenomenon.
All right, well, 2014.
No, that's good. I just want to make sure it wasn't me, because a time or two, I know you hard to believe, but I do make mistakes. So I just didn't want to.
We all do. Anyway, my latest book is called UAP and the Nuclear Phenomenon. And it also talks about the cabal. And I go into more detail on that in there. But I'm certainly convinced it exists. The latest film made by Spielberg, which you will also have to see if you haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
No, it's not. I didn't think it was out yet.
Oh, yeah, it's out. Disclosure Day by Spielberg. Also, a main theme of that is about this international cabal. Throughout the film. You'll see that. And so that concept has been validated as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So Disclosure, when did that had to have just come out in the past couple days then, right?
That's right. I saw it on the 11th, but the official premiere was on the 12th of June.
I got you. Yeah. So I will definitely, I've heard a lot of things, and that he was making it, the closer it got to release, the more it was talked about that it was actually more factual than fictional.
Well, Spielberg himself said that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, absolutely, I don't want to give up too much of it, spoil it for you, but there is a lot that is factual in there.
So was Spielberg himself an experiencer? Is that your understanding, or is this like a trickle down?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he was an experiencer. But well, anyway, I'd rather you see it first. And
Sure. That's fair enough. Does that mean we get a part 2 with you, Bob?
that's a possibility. It's
No,
possible.
that's great. I just had to throw that in there. And then we have a question from iVlog Sunny. Which it says, Robert, did the Cabal run the black projects that have man-made UFOs, like Skunk Works and things like that? Is the question.
Oh, absolutely. The cabal is involved in all of that. She may be talking about the legacy program at Skunk Works. That's Lockheed. I do think, and of course, we're looking for validation from the government, but I do think recovered craft has been at least partially re-engineered or back engineered. I do think one or more companies have actually built a working model of one of these back engineered craft and flown a working model. Now, whether or not they have all the abilities of the original, I can't say, of course, but I have enough confidence in the people I've talked to think that that's true.
Yeah, I would definitely probably, if I had to pick on either side, I would definitely lean towards that side also. How do you think, and for people who don't know that you're an experiencer in all of this and that this happened, this very same thing happened to you, I mean, that makes you even more relatable. I just like, it kind of warmed my heart a little when I heard about it. But do you want to go into some of that and what that was like for you, especially after you had gone through this part with the military? And you, at this point, were you still in the military, or had been discharged? Or
No, and I resigned my commission in 1971. The incident that I talked to you about happened in 1985. So it was long after I was out of the Air Force. Well, I went over it with you, but very briefly, I was abducted from my home in 1985 and taken aboard a craft with extraterrestrial beings. I was shown a long needle, and they communicated to me that they were going to insert this needle. I can tell you it was in a very sensitive place in my groin, and that it wouldn't hurt, according to them. But when they did it, it hurt like hell. And I remember that extreme pain because I've never felt anything like it before or since. But the pain went away when I communicated this to them. The pain went away almost immediately. I don't think it was intentional that I feel that extreme pain, but that's what happened. And after that, I went to another location on the craft, and a being turned me around and poked two fingers down my spine. There was no pain with that, but I suspect they were trying to check my what's that system we have? Sensitivity. Anyway, they checked my spine all the way down. And then I was taken back to my home, and I didn't remember any of it the next day until 26 or 7 years later. I was in a conference in Ireland and was listening to another experiencer, say that this blue light engulfed her bedroom. Well, I had that experience when I was taken. There was a blue light coming from our living room. I woke my wife up, and she saw the blue light. I was in bed, and we had 2 small children in the house. I was going to get up and investigate that blue light, and anyway, I turned to my wife then when I heard this other individual speak, and she confirmed she recalled the blue light that we saw so many years ago. And so that was confirmation, because my wife wouldn't have lied about that.
Mm-hmm.
That was confirmation.
I've heard that many times before also with the blue.
Yeah. That was confirmation that it did occur. It was not a dream. And so I did recover some of the information. Again, it's outlined in my latest book, this incident. And I've had 4 sessions of hypnotherapy since.
What was that like?
It was fine. The first session I had was a little awkward. I didn't know what to expect from hypnosis. The last session I had, however, was with David Jacobs.
Oh, okay. I do know of David Jacobs' work.
Yeah. And he didn't put me in hypnosis. He just told me to relax. And I got very relaxed and was able to recall some things I hadn't recalled under hypnosis. So
I would almost prefer they did it like that, because I feel like when you're in that state, you're very powerful to suggestion.
well, you're powerful to suggestion, and you're under the control of someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I prefer that too. I thought it was a very good way to do it if you are able to achieve that state of relaxation.
Because that's some sensitive stuff. Did you have indications going into this? Because I can't imagine. I know what it was like when I had first memory. I went against the wall and I was like, "Whew, what is this? What happened?" It was very abrupt and alarming, and it's just outside of your like, how is this possible? That's what I thought.
Exactly. Even as I was undergoing this experience, I was shocked, amazed that it was happening, and sometimes amused.
It does bring some excitement. It does bring some excitement. I asked for the nickel tour. When I was seeing these crafts, I thought I have to get on board one, so I felt like I gave it consent at that point.
You may have. Yeah. Well, which is good. I mean, I did ask you whether it was a bottom line more of a positive than a negative experience, and you said it was more positive. And,
absolutely.
I feel the same way. I don't consider the experience I had to be a net negative. It was more a net positive because, again, I had made contact with an extraterrestrial civilization. And how many times does that happen in your lifetime?
Doesn't at all. Do you, I guess real quick before I ask my question were the radiation levels measured in the area of the UFO sightings you experienced, or did they ever
No,
have any
like I said, after the next day, I didn't recall any of it. not for about 26 years later. By then, we had already sold that house, and
Okay, that makes sense. No, that definitely makes a lot of sense. And then it said, when you were taken, you're paralyzed. So do you remember, I guess, or is it like more like reflecting back if you felt like electricity was going through your body? And that's interesting that they asked that because that's how I felt after it was like somebody jolted me with electricity.
I don't recall that. All I recall was I couldn't move my arms, my legs. I think I could barely move my head a little, uh, but I struggled. I recall struggling in my mind, I guess, to try to get some mobility back in my hands, feet, arms, legs, and I couldn't. I tried. I really tried. I was fairly frightened at that point because I couldn't move and I didn't know why.
That would be scary. That would be very scary. You hear a
Yeah,
lot about that paralysis. Um,
right.
Anytime it's like you're restrained like that, it's not a pleasurable, especially, having to entrust. Um, I guess the communication that you've had with them is did they kind of communicate to you that why they were doing this or what the purpose was or
That I have not retrieved that kind of a memory. If I had an extended communication about that,
sure.
I don't recall it uh, at this point.
Well, I went through a period where I was like, and the reason I think that I'm more maybe I don't know, but every day that I'd go through these things in my head. I'd be like, okay, next time this happens, you are to remember: is it cold? Do you smell anything? Do you like? This is what I'm telling myself, through the day, thinking that maybe it will help trigger. But I do remember during my first experience that I was restrained, and I asked why, and they said it was because of contamination. Now, that I have no idea even, like, they don't there's not these long, elaborate answers you get. It's very
Well, they probably didn't want you to touch their their skin or their body. Uh, People have apparently gotten very sick uh, touching the bodies of recovered entities like that. Um,
That's interesting.
I forget where I read that, but I've heard that. So maybe they were trying to protect you.
I've heard about the fluorescents too. Daryl Sims talks about those a lot, like the
Right.
fluorescent.
And that's been confirmed in our home here, uh, where we've been visited many times.
Wow.
Uh, we had somebody come over and check with the black lights on and saw fluorescence coloring on um, our hands and on the walls in some places in the house.
Wow. So that must mean that it was, well, I guess according to Daryl, that's usually like within a 3-day period. I guess your skin even. Do you think that was due to more recent contact?
Yes, the guy that did this said, you've been contacted recently. In fact, he said, I think you're frequent flyers.
Yes. Wow. Wow. Did
Yeah,
you get to see it when they took the black light to it? What it looked like, or
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
what it? Can you describe what it looked like?
No, all I saw was fingers,
Mm.
and this happened to be three fingers, fingerprints on the wall in black light, in a color. Forget, I think it was a fluorescent green, and then fluorescent orange, a couple of different colors.
I heard that the color of the fluorescence also matters. Jay Austen, who I do a show with on Thursday from the UK, he actually found numbers, like he had been marked by fluorescent numbers that had kind of then gone away. I was like, now what would that be about? It's always, isn't it always like a big mystery? Did you have any of the markings, or did you ever come back with weird? I have, like, never quite understood that, but
Uh, Not markings. However, again, both my wife and I had fluorescent coloring on our around our hands, in our hand, on our hands.
oh,
Um,
huh.
yeah,
Was it one side more than the other, or did you notice like it was on the right side, or
I don't recall. I don't
okay?
recall. It's been a
Sorry, I'm
while.
very interested because I've had my own experiences. So I'm, if there's something that's like throwing a trigger, because I woke up with a star map on my leg one time, and it was the most bizarre thing ever. I saw somebody in the chat had talked about the seven sisters
Oh,
in the location, and it like it all matched up, and I was like, Brody, I told my son, we're going to a hotel. Like, this is it. We are going to there's certain points
well,
where you kind of get
let
pushed
me,
over like the crazy
let me
train.
just say that my wife has had many experiences where marks were left, and
Mhm.
by marks I mean puncture marks.
Mhm.
Puncture marks in the form of triangles, scratch marks on her arm that would raise up and then recede from time to time over years, over the span of years.
Wow.
And we've got photographs of that. Uh, she also had an instance where she was shown a hologram um, symbol, holographic symbol
Mhm.
in midair in the middle of the night uh, that looked a lot like our Wi-Fi symbol, by the way.
Oh, that's
Yeah, but it was
interesting.
much larger. It was about, this big. Um, and yeah, again, could this be an indication that they were in contact with her?
Yeah. Well, the second type that I had been in contact with were the tall grays, and they were all the holographic, like the memory, like everything. They showed me how they recreated it, and it was all holographic. So you could not destroy or change any part of it. It was basically like a slinky, it looked like, and then they at any point in time it would be a holographic recreation of it. I also felt like they were assimilating some of the children that way. They were taking them and simulating earthly type, like miniature golf or things like that they had showed me too. So that I thought was very interesting too, because I thought, is this like a training facility or an assimilation? And are the children, have they even entered the stage yet? I don't think they have.
See, we need experiencers like you and I and all the others
Hmm.
somehow to condense all this information
Right.
so we can get a better overall picture of this. How that could be done, I don't know.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I have one, right? No, I'm joking. So I got a hold of the Roper poll of MUFON's star team and a third on what they were looking for in experiencers, right? Like they're with it basically went through blood type. I learned from like James Gillian now, like the Irish and Native American. Are you a descendant of either one?
I've got some Irish in me, yeah,
Yeah,
and Native,
that's always
and
a
Native,
qualifier.
and Native American,
Oh,
both.
so you got both. Okay, that makes sense. Onto your and that shapes it's either one or the other. Now I'm 98% of the time. Also low blood pressure, low body temperature. There's different things that experiencers are known to have, and it can relate to, not childhood or not. I mean, there's different, but if you're experiencing it the same way that you and I did, there's certain qualifications that I found, and I've asked everybody that I've ever had on since I found out, and it truly has come into play. I'm just wondering if we couldn't take those and reverse engineer them somehow and maybe find out a little bit more about what we're looking for, why we're looking for it. Because there's also another very specific piece is like, can you communicate with the spirit realm?
I don't know about that.
Well, okay, so people who are paranormal, or like, have you seen a deceased loved one or something along those lines, like an aura, because it's usually right before or shortly after, if you have not had it your entire life, that you will be opened up in a way that's different to that realm.
Okay, well, I can't confirm that.
Well, I know, but I can kind of see that maybe people don't really like to talk about some of it. It gets a little, uncomfortable. But I think that there's a part, and maybe I'm not stating it exactly clear at this point, but it's how has it changed your life?
How has what? All my
The
experiences?
experience, yes.
Well, I'm much more open than I used to be. Um, and this is both because of not my own, not only my own, but my wife's. Like I said, she's had multiple experiences. She's passed now, but um, I'm much more open to the idea of the phenomenon and the strangeness, the extent of the strangeness of the phenomenon. Uh, yeah, I don't discount as much as I used to.
Did you feel like, have you come in close contact with the craft?
Well, you mean other than the experience I told you about?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, have you, like, outside of the military aspect of it, have you seen for example, the first one I came in contact with, they measured it to be 30 feet away. It was 50 foot in diameter, and came 1 mile, and it slowly crept over, and I couldn't run, I couldn't hide, I couldn't do anything. It's just stood there.
Yeah, I haven't had that kind of experience. No.
Because the reason I ask is I'm not sure how you feel about this, but it seems, and then I'm taking this and I'm concluding, from my own data and the testimonies that I have from other people, that they don't go hand in hand. The craft I don't think that was the craft I was aboard on. Like, they seem different. The craft that I've encountered that doesn't seem like there's anybody on those craft. It seems like I'm seeing it is what it is. It anticipates you. It locks in. It knows your move. It's just like it's a different experience.
Hmm. Okay, like I said, I haven't had that kind of an experience. But
Yeah, I just didn't know if you thought, like, the crafts that are going around. I know I've heard like people like Greer talking about, like, oh, this craft is, for the whatever, and that craft is. But anytime I've seen one, it never seems like there's anything on board of those crafts. And I guess I'm not even necessarily like, are we aboard a craft? Has anybody like actually, gone out to it and jumped on that craft? Because that's where I get a little speculative, maybe that the government has more ties into some of it than what we really know.
it could be. It could be.
And it does seem to change people. How did your wife handle all of this when she was alive?
Again, she did not consider these negative experiences. She did see a craft actually at fairly close distance while she was driving home one night. It was just a circular craft with colored lights all the way around the circumference. And like I said, she had markings from various encounters frequently. But anyway, we were, and I am very open to this subject as
Mhm.
being not only strange but real. These are real craft, real extraterrestrial beings that have visited. The question is why and what they're doing here, and why is the government covering it all up, and when are we going to get some answers?
I agree. I agree. And hopefully, I guess it's so hard right now with if you think about AI and then what they're able to produce. And so it's kind of taken all the sky watchers and where everybody's questioning or doubting. So that's my first like red flag on that. And the second is why have they gone and why has this been a campaign of 80 years where we are no further in understanding this or the nature of this per our government, I think the experiencers, I'm one to say the experiencers hold the answers. But why is it and what is it? Because I think they definitely know something more than what we know, obviously. Like,
Yeah. Oh, I agree. 100%. I think greed has a lot to do with it. These secrets that our government has gleaned from their activities are valuable. They can be used as bartering chips with other countries. They can make money on the technology they've gleaned from these recoveries. So, like I said, I think there's a relatively small, condensed group, very powerful and well funded,
mm-hmm.
that are holding these secrets and they don't want to give them up. It's
So
too
are
good.
you with, no, go ahead.
It's too good of a deal for them. Was all I was going to say.
Are you with Robert Dean that they walk among us already? They walk up and down the corridors of our
I
Pentagon.
I think one of the things that ET has been doing is produced hybrids between themselves and us humans, and to the point where some of these hybrids look identical to humans, and yes, they are probably among us.
So do you think they're part of this cabal that's the UFO? Or do you think like that's the MJ-12? I've heard some speculation on that.
Well, no, I think the cabal is made of humans that are uh, power seekers, uh, you know, treasure hunters, whatever you want to say. But
Mm.
I don't think it's the ETs themselves. I think they've got their own agenda for disclosure, and in time, I think we'll find out uh, more about them from them themselves. Yes.
In your opinion, do you think it's connected to the Rockefeller Initiative and that whole group?
Well, the Rockefeller Initiative, I think, initially funded the first conference I spoke at was in 2001 in Washington, D.C., organized by Stephen Greer. Um, and the money to do that came from the Rockefeller Foundation. What they've done since then on this, I have no idea.
Right. Yeah. When it goes quiet like that, you never know. But I'm just wondering. I'm sure you hear a lot of things. You're a very prominent figure in all this, Bob. Your experiences have helped shaped a lot of what this has become. I truly believe that. I've been, like I said, I have a list of people, and you were on the top list, part of that list of people that I was very important that I heard from because you have shaped it. You definitely have shaped all of this.
Well, I became committed. I am committed to revealing everything I know about it, and working towards helping get disclosure. But like I said, it's going to be a difficult process. But I'm not going to give up. As long as I can contribute, I will.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that, because we need good people in there. We need good people that are going to tell us honest answers, not just the talking heads. We need real answers. And I think that's absolutely amazing that you're doing that. Are you currently on a team? Or I know you said before it'd be nice to get this information and condense some of it. If you were to pull together, like, I don't know, like some of the top, I could kind of, I don't know. But what do you see a direction we could go that would start this process, I guess?
Well, I'll give you a teaser. I'm working with an individual now who's had a very, I'd say, important encounter with extraterrestrial civilization, and we're going to join forces. Probably come up with a screenplay for a docudrama on the results of those encounters, and include my own take on the nuclear issue. So I'll be working on that. And also I'll be working with an experiencer group as an advisor. So I'm keeping my hand in.
We don't get any, I guess, tidbits on who this might be.
Not right.
Clues?
No, not right now. It's confidential.
Oh, sure. And how soon will this be rolling out, just so I can keep a watchful eye out there?
We've got just a general deadline for a year to try to get this done.
Wow, that'd be exciting. I often think of like people like James Gillian and the EastEddy Ranch and that kind of contact. Like that would be a really good, and find some of the bigger contact people. It would be wonderful if everybody could get together and condense some of this data or kind of cross-reference it.
It would. I think it's important to do that because we've got probably a long wait for the government to release the kind of information we want.
Yes, and then if they do release it, people are saying, hey, can we even trust it? That's going to be I said, oh gosh, here it's going to be a whole nother ball of, yeah.
That's right.
I think it would be best if the experiencers, I'm more willing and more apt to believe and understand an experiencer than I am, a government entity, or like a black project or something with a very strong motive attached.
Yes, I understand. Well, I'm going to have to.
I do. I see you. But before you leave, sincerely, I want to thank you for all that you've done for the community, and thank you for paving this way. There's no manual. You're out there, boots on the ground, and you're exploring. These are territories that have not been chartered that we know of. So I, appreciate all your work, time, and dedication that you have done to this, and taking the time and answering the people's questions. I mean, that's very important. And then also, can you tell people before I let you go where they can find your 3 books?
My 3 books I think should be available on Amazon.
Yes.
And I've got a website. Not a website, I'm sorry. I did have a website, but I've gotten rid of that. I've got a YouTube channel, which has quite a few videos on it that might be of interest. So that's called Robert Salas at Giant Head 3.
Oh, is it Robert Sells a part of that? Because I just put at Giant Head 3. I thought that was interesting. But yeah, teach their own.
Uh,
But
uh, yeah, that's I just looked it up, and it was Robert Solis at Giant Head 3. So
okay, well, we'll get that put in there and I'll get you added on because I would love to go through. I was excited when I heard that you had a YouTube channel. And so that's absolutely brilliant.
yeah.
And also, until the next time, what would you like to leave the people with?
Keep fighting, keep fighting for the truth. Uh, Encourage anybody who has knowledge of this subject phenomenon to come forward and tell their truth, and keep writing your congressperson to push for more disclosure.
Is there a place, or is there anybody, I guess, on your team yet? Are you that far that is collecting data?
Not at this point. No, not at this.
Okay. Yeah, and like I said, if it ever comes to that point, let me know, Bob, and I can get that information out there too.
Okay, we'll do.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you
Thank
so much for your time and energy and
you, Coley.
efforts. Yeah, it's been wonderful.
I've
And I look
enjoyed it.
forward. I'm
I've
glad.
enjoyed
And good
it.
luck with your surgery and stuff. So we send our
Yeah,
biggest
it's just
love and prayer.
cataracts. It should be fairly routine, I hope.
Hopefully. But let us know you're okay and I'll keep in contact and but yeah,
Okay.
just know that we're thoughts and prayers are with you and enjoy the rest
Thank
of your
you.
Sunday. Wow, that's just absolutely. Hey, Pops.
Hey, Tony.
Absolutely. Yeah, wasn't gosh, he is wonderful. I've been waiting to talk to with Bob for a very long time. I've really sat back and done, gone through his work, and I just was really cool that he was an experiencer on top of it. Cause then I feel like that just makes him so credible on so many levels because he understands it from many different perspectives, which is definitely what we need.
Yeah, his military background makes a big difference on his understanding of it.
Absolutely. But yeah, so we got some exciting stuff coming up tomorrow. Midwest Night Watchers will be on. G and Jane, I believe Jane is going to come too. I'm not sure exactly. I'll have to touch base with them, but they're going to be 8 p.m. tomorrow. And then Tuesday we have Roger Holler from Squatch and Holler, and that will be at
Untold Radio.
what's that?
He's from Untold Radio, Squatch and Holler.
Doesn't he? Oh, I thought Untold Radio aired Squatch and.
Well, it does, but if you want to look for it, it's easier to put Untold Radio than try to
Okay.
find it on Squatch and Holler. Because if
Sorry,
you put
Roger.
Squatch and Holler, it's going to take you to his old channel. If you
Okay.
put Untold
I
Radio,
got
it'll
you.
take you to the new one.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be mean or nothing. It just
Well, that's terrible, Pops. You guide us in the right direction. I can't believe you. How dare you tell us an easier way to find this? I don't know. Does he know?
most people
That's good.
know anyway because they watch him every Thursday night at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, he's got a great channel. You got me over there, and I was like, man, and then to find out that he was an experiencer of ET that just gets my blood circulating a little bit more. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just you understand. Like, I wish that I and I've gotten close to cryptids, but I wish I could, because then it would help me. But that also keeps me to kind of in perspective. Like, I've not partaken in this part of the cryptids, so I should not, like other people think, I should not be making like big judgment calls on that. But I'm learning because of you and the panel and everybody, all the guests, and it's wonderful. It is wonderful.
Well, that's the main thing is that you learn, and you just got to watch who you learn from because there is a lot of false information out there, and that's the problem with it. We just had to thank you, Diane. And another super chat.
Oh, wow. And thank you, Shelley Montgomery. Yeah, I was going to go through those. Oh, Diane's really started the it was so cool. It went on Bob Brown's show, and
Yeah.
the comments were beam me up, and I was like, "This is Diane. I'm a Diane. Thank you." Like it was cool to see. It was really cool to see. I showed
And I
Brody. It was fun.
accidentally deleted Moon at Noons, just became a member.
Oh yeah, I did say something. Moon, I wanted because he was a member before, so he must have just. So Moon,
Yeah.
welcome. Yeah, it's great. Everybody who has memberships, I'm gonna try and be better about. I have some clips and some things that I'm going to put for members, and and then I'll make it for everybody. But I just feel like a thank you from me to you for being a subscriber. So I'm have that on my list of things to do. Once we
Well,
find a streaming service that works.
I don't know why, but YouTube is deleting and unsubscribing and unmembershiping some people. I got my membership took off of the Cryptid Huntress. I had to redo it.
You're kidding.
No, and I didn't take it off, but somehow it took off. So it's only showing me a member for a month. I've been a member a lot longer than that.
Yeah, I know Moon was too. So I'm wondering, Moon, if you're in there
Yeah.
in the comments, if that happened to you. It did it before with wrenches and people we had modding.
Yeah. Well, I accidentally deleted it where he had become a member, so I wanted to be sure to come on and tell you that. And there was a couple more. Yeah, Moon gave $2. Thank you for that, Moon.
Yes, thank you so much, Moon. That's greatly, greatly appreciated. Oh, and the Shelley
Yeah.
Montgomery. Doty will be on Thursday. Rick Doty will be Thursday at 4 p.m. with Jay Austin. We have him.
And then Benno gave $7.99.
That's Benzo. Did you know they call him Benzo over on Richie B's channel?
Yeah.
I thought that was
Call
so
them
funny.
wrong names. I don't do that. I call them by their right name. There
His
you go. Thank you,
nickname.
Jim. There's another one.
Yeah, well, I can go through them really quickly. Moon at noon became a YouTube member. Moon's been a member, but Moon, we love you over here and appreciate you so much. Shelley Montgomery, thank you so much. Beam me up. I love it. It's great. Diane, thank you so much. You always bring everybody a smile on everybody's face. And thank you so much, Jim. Appreciate it. It's always greatly appreciated. And who else did I miss? Because I know Benno was in here. Maybe Benno, here we go. Benno. Well, I don't know how it did. I swear I went down and up and down it. Yeah, and Benno or Benzo, we understand. It's Richie was teasing him, so I had to laugh about it when I heard it. But Benno, yeah, it's greatly appreciated from every single person. From the bottom of my heart. So,
hey, Varex, I need to talk to you. We want to get you on the show. So
oh yeah,
Varex.
Varex. Can you get a hold of Pops? I'd hate to send the team out to corner you in, but we're known to do that. I'm joking, Pops.
Yeah.
He's probably like, stop doing that.
Yeah. I had somebody in mind you've got Roger for Tuesday night, and I had somebody in mind for the next Tuesday, but they said they don't want to come on the show.
Why?
So I got to find somebody else.
They don't like the show?
So, no, they're in chat all the time. They love the show, but he don't want to get in front of people.
Oh, too. And we've told people that before, but even with the camera.
Yeah, even with being head, he don't want to. I've got 3 people I would love to get on the show for you people, for all y'all, but they will not do it. They say that they, even being hid and disguising their voice, they don't want to do it. So we can't force them to do it.
No.
But if I can, I'll get Varex for the 22nd. Varex, message me and let me know if you're willing to do that.
Yes, Varex. Either drop it in chat really quick. At 7 p.m. Is that what time?
It's Tuesday shows is at 5.
That's what I thought, but I heard you say 7. So
we try to have Tuesday shows early.
yes, we do.
But we will set the time for whatever our guest needs.
That's what I love about it too. We're trying to be accommodating because we know other shows are going on, but into whatever. But we have to consider the guests that we have too. And Shelley Montgomery, thank you so much. And it's so important. Everybody keep talking, and great questions today, Shelley. Great questions, everybody. There were some phenomenal questions in there. But yeah, so they're very important that everybody keeps talking and connecting. Definitely.
Yeah, man. We're really spreading the word about your show, Cody. And as you've seen, it's growing. Your audience is growing.
No, I can tell, Pops, and you have no idea. In Maya too, like you got our links that are going out there. You're thank you. I mean, we cannot thank you enough. We talk about it all the time. I'm like, Pop says because Maya just did a show. She has her your links in circulation. I was like, that's awesome. Yeah. That is absolutely awesome. And
we put mine, and it's not just me. It's other mods too. You got to realize that. And Cindy and Lori are doing their part, getting guests and spreading word about the shows. We're all spreading word about SNX Radio and Maya's Starfire show and several other shows. It's not just, they're all
I know, yeah.
Because we have the chat that is spreading the word, put it that way.
That I love that, because people, to make this community, I want everybody to feel that they are a part of this community. And you're not going to get the bad people. You're going to get good people for everybody. And I'm a firm believer, if we're not connecting, and that was a huge reason I even started my channels. I was so ignored because I didn't have subscribers and I didn't have a means to like ask some of these questions to people I wanted to, Robert and other people. And it's not that they probably didn't want to because I had no subscribers. I just don't think that it's, you can't do everything and you can't reach all corners. So I thought I want to provide this opportunity for everybody to be able to.
There is another good friend of mine I want to recognize. Miss Barbara Mora. She goes by B. Moore in chat. Just in case y'all didn't know, Barbara is the one that makes all my ceramics that I sell at these conferences and festivals. She does a good job making all these Bigfoot and alien ceramics. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
But that's
Chris Miner. Yes.
Cody, the only reason I even started doing these shows because I was tired of hearing bad about the cryptids all the time. Now, granted, I don't have that much experience with UFOs. I've seen a few, but I haven't been taken or anything like that. But the cryptids have always been good to me. I've never had a bad experience with them, and I've had thousands of experiences. I can't even count the number of times they've saved my life, both Dogman and Bigfoot. But people just keep saying they're bad, they're demons, or this or that. No, they're not. There's actually more bad of us than there is of them. And that's the reason I go on shows.
Well, that too, but Pops, if you think about it, there's nobody else that I would rather learn from than somebody like you and Lori and Cindy, and because I know you, I know your integrity. I know how you don't make something out to be larger than it's not. You tell it as it is. And that I appreciate, because so many people I don't think they feel like their story is enough. And it's not a story, it's their testimony. But you know what I mean. It's
experiences, but it's easier just to say a story. And I've got some new ones that I haven't told yet. I told you, but I haven't told them on the air yet.
I just don't want people giving you a hard time on stuff, because you didn't want to do this. Pops did not want to do this at first. Believe me, he did not want to do this at first. We're just so appreciative that he did, because we needed somebody to do. There's so many out there, people that are out there lying, like boldface. Like I've caught him in it, and I'm just like,
Cody twisted my arm to get me to do this.
Yeah,
I'm just joking.
Well, you did not. You were very upfront and honest about coming on and what the reason that you were choosing to, and when I was able to I tell you, Maya will probably contest to this. The first time we met you in the panel, first time we met you came on, I was just like, this is wonderful. And then we brought the panel, and then I said, Pops, would you like to, maybe this is really a hit, like with people are coming here. A, they trust you. B, you're so much a part of this community, and you do hear you're watching, you're at others, you're watching 5, 8, 10 shows at the same time. I mean, I don't know how you do it sometimes.
Had 4 today with.
Oh God.
Well,
TKB
while
is
being
like
on the background producing yours, I still had 4 other shows. So.
It was so funny when TKB was on. He's like, yeah, well, Pop's like, he doesn't. I said, do you know how much he does? I'm convinced he could break some records here, and he could, he could handle a couple more of these shows. If he can produce this one, stay on the comments, and still do 4 other shows. I mean, this is a superpower. I feel like there's got to be Captain something for this, but that's awesome.
It just takes practice. That's all I'll say is it takes practice, and I've been doing it long enough for plenty of practice.
Well, yeah, and you got to keep stuff straight. I was trying to follow you. I don't know if you noticed the one day I was in the wrong chat, first of all, and I was going to, I thank God I didn't. I just froze for a second, but I was going to and caught myself right as I was doing it. I'm like, I'm not even in the right chat. Pops is in this one too. He's everywhere.
That's the bad thing now. YouTube and a lot of the podcasters have not figured it out yet. There are 2 options for the shows now. One for the phone. Thank you, Shelley. And one for the one that's landscape, which landscape is the biggest one. You can see the most on it. The other one's little bitty and you can't hardly see it. And a lot of the podcasters are now getting that one out. They're closing that one out when YouTube puts it up. But some of them don't realize it's doing that. Like the other night, you had 2 up. In fact, 2 nights in a row, you had 2 up. That's why I told you that there was 2 up.
I always change it because some people use it as a tactic, right? Because they get more flow, but you get more trolls. I would assume not to have it shut off. So I thought when you said that there was that somehow a glitch happened. This is what I was thinking in my head because I went in and I deleted it because it didn't even look like anything aired from it. So you could actually see one where it was panel down and the other. Oh,
yeah, that's what it is. One of them's a panel, and up in the right corner, top right corner, it'll have little lines. That means it's the phone panel.
Oh.
And if you go to the other one, it won't have those lines up in the corner, or some of them's got a little phone down in the description. It depends on what show it is. And
now I get it.
Doing it. That's why I was trying to tell you that you had 2 up.
Yeah, and I thought I got in there and I took it down. I thought it was StreamYard glitching and duplicating it.
When it does that and they don't take them both down, then I have to keep them both up. But I'll put in the phone chat to go to the other one because you can see more.
Right.
But I'll keep the other one up.
Well, you could shut it out. I think you'd be able to shut it out.
No,
and you were no.
Not unless you're an administrator, and the only place I'm an administrator is on your show.
Yeah, so
I'm just a moderator everywhere else.
No, but were you able to? Because you can shut it if you ever see that. Shut it down
on YouTube. It won't let me do nothing. Like I said, I can't even make a ranch. For some reason, it won't even let me make a ranch.
Have you tried to log in? And I'll look into this again. Have you tried to log into YouTube Studio at all?
Yeah,
you should.
That's where I was at.
And I think it should. Did you go to? Does it give you the option to go into mine? Because you have rights as a manager on there. Like that's. I don't understand what the point of that would even be. If it was like it has to be. Maybe I'm just missing it or something. Or I don't know.
It didn't even give me that option.
That is so weird. I'll have to go in and out.
Yeah, you know that. Even in StreamYard here, I don't have all the options that I should have, like you've got.
Which you should have, like you as a full administrator, you should have all those. How do maybe I don't have them either. How I'm wondering what would I don't know. We're
I looked the
after
other
this
day for
show, I'm going to be able to if anybody too in chat has a system that we're used to using StreamYard. Okay, this is the problem. And the two that I went on, I was like, this is gonna end in a catastrophe because I'd like to make it so it doesn't seem like we just entered a new realm of the circus for a few weeks. I'd like it, so it's doable and rangeable. But it was the two that I had chose were so different. I was like, I don't even know how to invite guests.
All right, I got to put in a plug. In 40 minutes, y'all. Here's the link.
Ooh, where are we going? Where are
Midwest
we going?
Flight Watchers is coming on.
Oh, yes, they are.
Y'all be sure and go watch them because they're going to be on here tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
And yeah, they did a really cool
that's
show.
good. Y'all be sure and go watch it. Their Sunday evening show is always a good show.
It is too. It is. And they were going, that's how I think it was one of it was either their Friday or their Sunday show. And is this the one where they have a guest or is this where they?
No, they have a guest here.
Okay. Yeah. So it would have been their
It is,
Friday.
Bigfoot Dwarf tonight.
Oh yeah, I did see BFD was on. Oh yes, yes. So everybody, we're gonna meet over there in 40 minutes. We're gonna do some chat hopping, right, Pops?
Yep. Yeah, I'll be there. I'm in another one right now anyway, but I'll be there too. Nope, they just finished.
Oh, that is so. You know what? Even if there is no award, I really feel like we should be checking like the Guinness Book of World Records on you need a plaque for this. You really do. And you have like what a total of 32
moderators out there. Diane Fowler, Diane Boss, Bino, Jay Truth, and they're all good. It's just that they don't
multitask. Maybe I don't multitask. I think I'm okay moderating when I go in, but am I a Pops? Hell no. I would have it so screwed up you would never even want me back. Like that would be the extent of it.
Hey, I make mistakes too. Just like a while ago, I deleted the chat was moving so fast. I deleted the wrong message. I got Shelley instead of the one I wanted, but I went back and made it good.
Here's TKB's in here. We were just talking about you before. Yes. And everybody loves Gary and Gary loves that. That's so true too. That is so true. I was talking about how you said like Gary needs more to do. And I said, oh yeah, I bet he could do more than I want to see like, there should be like the mod Olympics or something. I'd put Pops up hands down.
And I'd probably go be in a bad day and mess everything up.
You would be giving credit to everybody else, and you would not even take it even if you did win it. That's the kind of person Pops is. He's very much humble and very appreciative of everybody. And when I'm like, Pops, you got to have some of this, it's still just, we want to acknowledge you and all you do.
I appreciate it. I'm nobody special. I'm just another person trying to live for God. That's all it is.
Well, that makes you special. You're special to us.
Everybody else is the special people. We need to lift them up every chance we get. Not try to put them down.
Absolutely. I can't remember who was on that said it, but leave them in a better place than what you left them.
Yes, that's right. Always trying to leave your person you're talking to in a better place than when you started talking to them.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
It's a good saying that everybody needs to remember, or the old saying, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I disagree with that. I say do unto the others better than what they would do unto you.
Show them a different way. Show them a better way. That's a good way to be. And Cindy's birthday today.
No, it was yesterday.
Was yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah, yesterday was her birthday. She had birthday cake. Laura and I was both teasing her because she didn't give us none.
Here I sent her a thing and I said, wishing her, because it showed up on Facebook that it was today.
Yeah,
it
no, it was yesterday. But
Oh,
that's all right. She appreciates it anyway, especially
Man.
today. I don't know if you saw it in the chat, but they had some severe storms come through their area, and
Oh,
there's
no.
huge trees blowed over in the yard and on their house.
Oh.
Not the house they're living in, the house she's trying to get ready to sell.
Oh, no, of course it's that one. Why wouldn't it be that one? You know, it's like, oh gosh, I'm so sorry.
So she
Cindy.
wasn't in chat today. She was over there trying to get that tree cut up, or part of it cut up. She ain't able to do it all,
Oh.
but she was working on it. I told her I wish I could get up there and help her, but I ain't able, even if I was up there.
No, you stick to the computer. I would happily climb up there, but too bad Lori wasn't still there. Lori burned it down for her if she needed to.
Yeah, Lori burned down that house too.
Yeah, Lori, that might not be a good idea, but I mean,
Yeah,
get it
yeah.
off.
I got the rain, but I didn't, and the wind, but not as severe as they got. I got 2.5 inches of rain.
Really?
Right. Yeah.
Man, for once we're not getting hit. And look at this. JT Truth Seeker said Gary is the. Oh yeah, he is. Yeah. If you didn't know, Gary and I are doing a show on Tuesday. So if it was, and it's going really. I am more than excited about it. It will be so much fun. But it too has helped to kind of free up some of my, so I can work on better guest on my end as well. But Gary, thank you so much for all that you're doing, because it really has, it helps. You spoil us over here. You really do.
Well, I'm gonna have to find somebody for next Tuesday. I had to start. I've been holding off on asking people for Tuesday shows because I wanted to talk to you first.
Oh no,
If you wanted me to get them, or if you wanted to get them, but I'll start working on getting people for Tuesday too.
Yeah, and I don't want to put it on you. That's why I'm probably like wishy-washy, and I don't want to be like, yeah, because if you don't, if it's something that is out of your time range or something like that, you're just really good at it, and you kind of, I know with the UFO stuff, I take a path, and I've kind of seeing some of that with, and the people that you're pulling. So by all means, if just let me know and I can get the back end stuff done. If you do need help and you're like, hey, I'm running short on time, I can do it also. But it sometimes gets confusing if too many hands are doing stuff. So
I've been holding off. But
I'm sorry.
I tell everybody to get a hold of me or you. So some of them might be contacting you instead of me, which.
Okay, well, I'll just forward it on to you then, or I could give you access to the email if you wanted to use that email. Or
no, that's all right, because I have to email it to you anyway. You're the one that introduces. So if they contact me first, I got to send it to you anyway.
Oh, why? You could just
so you can introduce the people.
Oh yeah, no, I mean after, but I was gonna say if you want to just book them on the spot, you can, and then. What I usually do, and what I can start to remember doing too, and I would just open up once I got them confirmed, then I just open up a chat.
Yeah,
if that works. I mean, if they're on Facebook.
Well, Alan, it's Tuesdays is Coley's and Pop's Town Hall, so it's about anything: UFOs, cryptids, paranormal. We don't care, and it don't have to be about any of that. It can just be about. Well, like when TKB was on, it was about tree spirits and fairies and God and about everything.
That was cool.
There is no specific topic for Tuesday's Town Hall or Pop's panel. It's about everything. They're both about everything. And Lori, I sent her an email. We're going to have Chloe on too on, I believe it's the 23rd of November.
Oh, so you have her book then?
Yeah, I've got her booked. I guess she just didn't get the email.
Oh, is she going to be on the panel? I mean, maybe if you wanted
to be on the panel. No, it's November 9th. Gerald and Jane, Midwest Night Watchers, is the 23rd.
Oh, they're going to come on?
On the panel in November.
Oh, cool. Oh, that will be fun.
Yeah,
They're
it's gonna
only
be
about an
fun.
hour away from me, so I love hearing like what they're seeing or their experiences are.
Yeah. And Sandy and Lori ask good questions too. So that makes a
Yes, they
big
do.
difference on the panel.
That's a great panel. It's a great panel of people. Cindy, she really brings some of the fun, like little Lori. Now, I had not, Lori spit off some, and I was like, whoa, girl, we've
Oh
been
yeah.
holding this back. I mean, I could not believe it. It was, I was like, wow, when Roger was on.
Lori knows a lot more than she lets on.
Yeah.
We found out on the trip to LVL.
Oh, that's a
She
good
knows a lot
tactic.
more. Yeah.
Under promise,
And
over deliver. Because I sat back and I was like, whoa, Lori, where did you come from? Yeah, it was
yeah.
awesome.
And I've got to, I don't know how to do it. Somebody told me I need to start leaving out milk or honey because I've told you a little bit about it. I've got a fairy that's coming in and waking me up when I quit breathing. And I don't know how to,
Milk and
what do I
honey.
do? Just put it in a bowl or what?
The spiders might come if it's like Chira or I'm joking.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anybody knows, Maya might be a good one to ask on that too. I don't know if Maya, if you're still in the chat or not, or how
Yeah,
do
she's
you
still-
leave out fairies that is spectacular. I
Yeah,
heard some of
I'm
them have a
pretty
little
sure that's
zing to
what it
them.
is. Listen, when I lay down during the day, I don't use my CPAP. And all of a sudden I'll wake up and, there's a little bit of light coming through the curtains and I'll see something black over there just getting after it. And 3 times now I've actually seen their wings fluttering. So I figured out it was a fairy.
How big?
Whatever you want to call them. This one's no bigger. It would fit inside a softball. Actually, it would probably fit inside a baseball.
Oh, wow. Wow.
TKB,
That's
I
not,
don't
yeah.
want to get the fairy, and I just want to gift it for watching over me and waking me up.
No, we're not trying to trap it. Why do
No,
you
I
get
don't
wishes?
trap it. Somebody said build a fairy house. I said, why? They got the run of the whole house. If they got their own big house, why should they build a little one?
Well, they can live there all the time. Maybe you can
That's right.
work out some sort of deal. I don't know.
Yeah.
That is so cool. I've always, the fairy realm, I mean, I've heard people, I've talked to people that have had them, but I've never witnessed them. I think that'd be very, very special. So,
my first dealings with them.
oh, really? I heard
Yeah.
some of them have some snap to them, some feist.
Now, some of them can be ornery, what I hear,
Mm-hmm.
just like the little people. But others, it's just like everything, the Bigfoot, the dog man. Some of them are mean. Some of them can get dangerous.
Somebody posed a question earlier in chat, and I wish with Bob on the fact of if ET and UFO are doing some of this, like, and are the cryptids in fact doing this as well, or is it or some of them, I guess, involved in shutting some of these things down, and that's why we see them cross.
That's very possible. But here's the thing. I'm not going to say that all cryptids don't like ET,
Mm-hmm.
but the majority of them don't like ET because they're doing them just like they do us.
Yeah.
The
There's definitely some down
very
here that are
minimal.
not good.
Yeah.
I firmly believe I was part of the Hetlam movement, and we used to decipher brevity coding, and it got to the point like where Robert Dean, he's like, they're walking up, and I said, for sure, they're not only walking up and down the halls of our corridors, they are in fact, and you could see it in the communication, the steganography, in some of the ciphers that we had gotten and cracked, how they were doing it and how they were in our media. Like, just you could read the headlines and you're like, this
Yeah.
is how they're communicating the information to the other cells of them. And I firmly believe, and I that they are a huge part of, because the ones that I have encountered and other people have encountered don't think that they're going to play like the ones down here play. And we actually have a few people that shift shapers. They're shift I can't say
Yeah.
shape shifters. I'm sorry.
Shapeshifters.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. And I know John Walsons, he said that he's got video. So I was going to try and see if he would either come on with a video and then we have a few other people to give testimony. Because I'm thinking how many of them, it's not even a doubt. I got in because I thought it was the most ridiculous thing that I had ever heard of. To be quite honest, nobody was ready to digest that back in 2017. But I was curious because something I thought, you know what, before I completely dismissed this, there was something that rang when I heard Robert Dean talk about this on a video. And so I started, and it was like, I could not disprove it. Not only that, it was insane, but it was right there in front of you. And it just like, it's like all of a sudden you start to see it and it pops out like that movie, Alive. Like, I started reading things and I was like, wow. And there was hand gestures they were making. And it was just like, whew. And yeah, I couldn't have been more convinced of it. But I think that the ones that are here they're not the good ones. There's always the spectrum. There's always a spectrum.
That's what I was saying. And I know my clan and other clans that I've been in touch with say no, they do not like ET because ET is experimenting on them too, just like they are us.
Could you ask them about maybe ET isn't the sky people either? Maybe the terminology, like if you could ask them to differentiate, like are you talking about a certain group down here in the ground? Because I have a hard time with this because in all the crafts that I've seen, never has a craft directly led to an encounter with them. It's never been like I saw that craft in the sky and all of a sudden like that came down, and no, it's not been that kind of transfer. So I'm skeptical when it comes to, I will be the most skeptical person when it comes to something in my life. I'm just going to want to find a reasonable answer.
They're like you. They don't know where the craft is coming from.
I think some of it's our government.
Yeah, and it could be, and they can be coming up out of the water. They can be coming up out of caves. You don't know where they're coming from.
Inner Earth, yeah.
Yeah, nobody knows, even what people that's been taken like you. You don't know where you went. You don't know where they came from.
Absolutely not.
And all of a sudden the ship is there. We see it coming across the sky like the one I saw. I saw it coming across the sky and then it just totally disappeared. Literally just disappeared.
Like gone.
Yeah. And but I don't know where it went. I don't know where it came from.
I saw one, the first one I saw broke off into 7 or 8 light spheres. When it shot off, it was like,
yeah.
And I was like, they're the orbs, there are the orbs. Are they leaving? Are they come? That's where I come with the orbs. I try my little hypothesis, because orbs are with every single, with the spirit realm, with cryptids, with ET, there's orbs.
Yeah, I've got a picture of orb nobody can figure out what it is. I took that at Dogman Ranch at Texas.
Oh.
In camp. Nobody knows what it is. We can't figure out what it is. But I've had orbs follow me in buildings in the daytime. And we think it was Bigfoot watching over me.
Mm-hmm. Well, people can do it and they can remote view. And the only reason I know is that's how I was taught to do it, by Preston Dennett. And when he shot, and then somebody like literally confirmed it. It's like you show up there as an orb. If somebody's able to see that, that's how. And why would Bigfoot be any different? I would assume that it would kind of fall along, since the way that you understand them and know them as more like a people, that they would be able to do that as well. That makes sense.
I didn't even see those orbs. Another guy was, I was running a vendor's table, and I had to run to the restroom right quick, which was a long ways down the hall and down another hall. And as I was coming back, when I got close to the table, he had a look of pure shock on his face, looking behind me. And I said, "What?" He said, "There's 2 orbs followed you all the way down that hall."
Oh, wow.
So, I take him at his word because looking at his face, there was pure shock on his face.
I bet he's probably wondering what the heck is going
Yeah.
on.
Well,
Yeah,
you know how my health is, so they were watching over me. Everywhere I
Mhm.
go, they watch over my health. And I know to leave, I don't have honey or milk or anything like that. I'm going to have to get some. But I don't know if I should put it in a little bitty glass and just put a little bitty bowl out. I don't know how to put it out is what I was trying to find out. I'll get Maya to find out for me and message me and let me know.
yeah, like do you put
And
that
I'll
out
put
on a
out-
bird feeder maybe? Or here's I can find some. It says fairy experiences for sure. I don't know if that's what I'm reading. Yeah, like I'm envisioning like a honey or not a honey. What am I talking about? What are those birds? The little
Hummingbird feeder.
hummingbirds. Yeah, not hummingbirds.
But you got to have a little bitty tiny beak to get into those to get your sugar water out. Those aren't open. Those they got little bitty tiny holes, just so the hummingbird's the only thing that can get in there to get to it.
You'd hate to have a casualty out there.
Yeah,
We need them to watch you, so we don't need to So it's
I'm probably just going to pour some out in something on the counter and let them get what they want out of it.
get like a little thimble, like they have in the
That's
show.
what I was wondering, a thimble or a bowl or what.
Yeah.
I don't have a thimble, but I do have a keepsake shot glass from back when I was drinking.
You gotta love those. That'd probably be perfect right there. Or even if you have like one of those old caps, like a cap to a milk jug that or something, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I said. I got to find out. Like I said, I'll get more Maya to find out for me.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I quit drinking over 40 years ago. I'm a recovering alcoholic.
Well, good for you, Pops. Congratulations. That's not easy to do.
No, it wasn't. Believe me, it wasn't. But it's worth it.
Oh, I can only imagine. That's my mother's problem, and it changes people. It changes their core.
And when you wake up somewhere, you don't know how you got there, and you're laying in somebody's front yard covered with puke, it's time to quit.
Yeah. No, I've had that happen on my 21st birthday, but that was probably like, you feel like on your 21st birthday, you have to go out and it was not enjoyable.
Well, I did that all the time though.
Yeah, no, that would be, did you not get hangovers? Because I've heard that too from people. My uncle was an alcoholic.
I had a secret to not getting hangovers. For every beer I drank, I'd take one swallow of Coke.
And that no hangover.
Coca-Cola, yeah.
Wow.
I'd go buy a case of Coors beer and buy a 116-ounce bottle of Coca-Cola. And for every can I drank, I'd take one swallow of Coke. I'd sit on Main Street by myself and drink that whole case and then wake up in somebody's yard.
Oh my God. I'm only laughing because I've had something a little similar happen, but I tell you, the college days, and you don't think about it. You don't think about it, but thank God it was, I'm sure it was not funny, but it was, oh, I only laughed because of how uncomfortable. Yeah, it was a very uncomfortable situation.
But what made me quit was, and I went from a nightly drinker to a weekend binger, which is still an alcoholic because I got married. But I went out on the weekend to celebrate my brother's birthday, and I got so drunk they had to carry me in the house. The next night we went back to do it again. I took one swallow of beer and I was in the floor in pain. I said, it ain't worth it. I quit.
Wow, good for you. You wonder sometimes because you hear, I like when you say that, I'm like, oh, I went to college. I remember those days. Like I remember carrying, but maybe that's not like, maybe we shouldn't just be blowing through that. Like it's just the college days. Cause now when I say it, I feel a bit silly saying it like that. Cause it's not.
I went through college and I didn't drink when I was in college, but I was 45 when I got crippled.
No, well, when I was, it really, that matters. Age matters. You're not out, but I was in my early 20s and I was bartending.
You and I both graduated
Mhm.
about the same time, but I was a lot older than you were.
Well, my undergraduate is in aviation. So when I was in aviation school, I had been out for years after. And then when I went back to grad school, I was like, I was like 30 when I went back to grad school.
I was
I know I was like
45 when I
32.
started my bachelor's degree, but I was in class with an 80-year-old.
It was everybody always, and I always gravitated towards those people because why not? There's never an age. Why not? You know?
Yeah.
Heck
Well,
yeah.
you know, they were retired. Him and his wife was retired. They were bored. So they just decided to go to college. They're both in their 80s.
Wow.
And they went to college and got a degree just to do it.
It is going in and being and taking on a therapeutic role is wonderful, but Lord have mercy, the countertransference is real.
No kidding. I know. That's
Oh,
funny. In case y'all don't know in chat, Coley and I graduated about the same time when we graduated the same degree. We're both counselors.
isn't that funny? Because you were trying to figure, and we figured out it's in the same year. And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure if I look like for them, I mean, within which is crazy that we're within like a month or two at least, if not just right at that same time. I was like,
I graduated.
That's
I think you said you graduated in December, and I graduated in May.
I was thinking about that, but I did not. I graduated, I believe, in June. Is what I
June?
think. Yeah, I'd have to go.
Yeah,
I can
so
check my.
Yeah, mine was May 20th, I believe, something like that. Right at the end of May.
I know
Both
that
of us
is.
graduated
Wow.
almost the same time, and they both went into Catholic.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, it has, and I feel like it hasn't been a total. I struggled with that, and let me tell you, that's the first thing people throw out. Well, you got a master's degree, and you got yes, that is true. That's very true. I have one. What's
Yeah.
your point? Like, I should be that I'm not doing my life's path because you think that I didn't, just like, you get into some of those murky waters where it's hard. Like, I try to explain to people all this stuff around you, can't take it with you. It's not going anywhere. It's
No.
here,
That's the beauty part about living your life for God. You're happy with what you have. You don't want to keep
Grateful.
going, keep grabbing, grab. You're not greedy, in other words.
No.
You be happy with what you've got. Now, sure, I'd be happier if I could pay my bills without worrying about where it's coming from. Be able to up and take off to go on one of these trips without making sure I got enough money saved up. But, I'm happy the way I am.
Mm-hmm. And it
My
always
place
works
is
out.
paid for. Yeah, everything I own except one item is paid for. And that's that new travel trailer I bought.
Well, at least it's one step closer. It could
Yeah.
still, you got it back, right?
Yeah, I got it back. I just hadn't been on a trip since I got it back.
Think of how
But it's a
wonderful.
lot nicer than messing with a tent.
Oh, it's a lot safer than messing with a tent.
Hey,
I
there ain't
don't think I
nothing
can do
wrong with that. I mean, some of these people ain't heard my tent stories. Twice I've had Bigfoot mess with my tent. It didn't scare me. It didn't bother me. The first time we just sat up and said, we're trying to sleep, and laid back down and went to sleep. Second time I just started making fake snoring sounds, and it went on.
That's a good, you should have these tips in the thing, but I don't know. I'm a little, when I get out, I'm a little skittish out there in the overnight. Like, I would feel safer if it wasn't just nylon.
Yeah.
Like, them better than me. So, I mean, they come a poking, and I might like, you probably hear it for miles. And that's not what you're supposed to do. They'll probably be banned they'll say, do not come back with a screeching lady ever again.
Hang on just a minute. I got people asking me where I'm at.
Oh, well, yeah, we can.
Well, you're welcome. We were still wanting you to fly down here. You can either come here, you can go over by Cindy, and then y'all can come here, and we'll all go to Brown Springs, or we'll go to down to Honavi. We'll go somewhere and y'all can all stay in the trailer.
See, Maya, we're gonna go glamping, girl. We're gonna go glamping. That I said that would be. Do you know how much fun that would be? And then we could get like that would be some amazing memories right there. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter like of when I'm able to. That is on my list of things I definitely will meet with.
Like Lori said, where he's at, yeah. Even if you just wanted to come here and stay in the camper out here on my place, or I got an extra bedroom and an extra couch, hide a bed in the couch.
Oh,
And
that's so nice.
hopefully
Yeah.
the Bigfoot will be back when you come down here.
Well, you just tell them I'm coming. Yeah, but you know what? Just to experience it and to learn and to understand the land, I think is so important. I don't need to be there. I'm really, if there were an experience happen, more power to it. But I'd really be there for you guys and to get to know. It's like you're in a computer. You can only go so close. It's just you got to meet people in person.
My aide was here the other day, and she heard a howl just like the howl that I've got recorded.
We got to upload that.
I thought
there is nothing like this. Where did you send it at? Because I'll get it, because I know that there was a different one that was put in. It wasn't yours. I thought it was yours, but
okay. I got it on my phone, so I'll send it to you in text message, or if you want me to send it in email.
No, that's fine, because I can add it from. But man, there is nothing like when you hear this. It's like I was not prepared, and I was like, "Oh, good, what is that?" I mean, it is wow. I can't even imagine what came from.
That came from my 16-foot Alpha.
I can see why he'd be nervous if you saw him, if he could produce that noise. I mean, it wasn't like it was, but it was powerful. Ooh.
Yeah.
It was powerful.
My boy recorded it right down here on the backside of my place. And
can you play
I think it was 2018.
Oh, you got that from your place?
Yeah, it came from here. That's my Alpha. He was telling his sons to get him. His two sons was over here pastoring my son down there camping.
Oh.
And he told me this later. He said, I told him to get away from there and leave your son alone. Because you can hear, if you're listening real good, you can hear right at the bottom of it, in between them, that a grunt where one of the boys didn't like having to leave.
Oh, yeah. He's probably like, Pops is here now. Yeah. We got to keep moving along, behave ourselves.
It's funny, but yeah, my Alpha won't even let me see him in real life.
I could see his point, just to say.
Yeah, he's afraid it'll overwhelm my heart.
Yeah, you might be ready for it, but your heart might not.
Even though I know what he looks like, mm-hmm. and how big he is, he's scared it'll overwhelm my heart, so he won't let me see him in person.
Do you know how touching that is, though? I mean, that he's concerned like that.
Oh yeah, I love my clan. Every one of them.
That's awesome.
They watch over me. They come check on me constantly, even though they're down south right now. One of them comes up and checks on me all the time. And since he can't be here, he sent his dog man pack up here to watch over me.
That's cool. And that's another reality right there, because people are so quick to jump on. I thought from all the people that I talked to, Dogman, that they were the ones that did not like the humans. That was it. Boom. No. I mean, nobody really other than, and then when I heard Keith and you talk about it, I was like, wow.
Yeah, down there at Dogman Ranch, we had one come up and camp not 20 yards from us and just stand there and watching us. We were all sitting around fire, and they just stood there and watched us. We had 5 around us that night, but this one come right up in the edge of camp.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I would love to experience it. I would love to experience it.
And that's just like the picture. I don't think I sent that to you yet. The picture of that one from LBL we got last month. I may not have sent it to you yet.
No, I don't think I got that one. Did you ever see the thing that I found that's in a cocoon that comes out literally like in a cocoon? at a cemetery.
Yeah, I saw that.
Do you think
showed it on
that's
the film.
paranormal, or do you think that's? I get confused sometimes, or do you think that's like because it looks like animalish almost?
It's, in my opinion. Now you got to remember, this is my opinion.
No,
It sounds more like alien.
oh, really?
Yeah, it sounds more alien.
It was bizarre in the way that people. I mean, it was like right there, and ladies. I mean, but not everybody could see it to the degree that I could see it. But there
Right.
was a lot of, and it definitely was emerging out of a cocoon. Like that was like some sort of cocoon or something around it. It was very odd.
All right, I made myself a note to send you the Howling 2 pics.
Okay, cool. And yeah, I guess we could probably we got 5 minutes
Yeah,
till
5 minutes
Midwest
till-
Night Watchers start. So everybody haul on over there.
Let me post the link again. I've got it pulled up.
It's so much fun when I call it chat hopping. Chat hopping. I feel really bad about Cindy. You'll have to glamping for our future. That's Maya.
Yeah.
Maya, she's so great.
Yeah, I saw that. All right, there's the link to Midwest Night Watchers, and Diane's already over there. No, that's on us.
All right. Well, there we go. So as soon as we end, we go over there and tell G and Jane that Pop sent you. And I'm froze here for a second. But is there anything else in closing that we missed, or any
Not
housekeeping?
that I can think of. Just want to thank everybody again for being here. Be sure and come back tomorrow. And tomorrow night for
G and Jane will be on with Midwest Night
yeah,
Watchers.
Gerald and Jane, and then Tuesday night for Roger Holler.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I hear. Let's see. Great. Oh, that's awesome. TKB. And your son is absolutely wonderful. I wish I ended up downloading, but my whole system had to but this seems to be working better. I'm using a totally different browser. I'm not on Chrome, but let me tell you, it took a minute to get it moving. So, but it just stinks when
there was some glitches.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, it would the sound would glitch out and then come right back. But I think that's
we're not the only ones having problems. Poor Maya
no.
was on a show and she got booted out today earlier.
I know. I was working that show. I mean, I was modding that show. Sam made me a moderator on that channel too yesterday.
Oh, you mean over at Karen's? Karen Holt?
On Sam Pretty Paranormal.
Yeah, I did see that, but I didn't see you. So you must have been. I was on Richie B's channel. I know they're kind of on a couple different channels on YouTube because I was like, "Where's Pops at?" Where are you at?
I was on Sam's and Richie B's, and you were on the other Richie B's.
There's 2 Richie B's?
Yeah, there was 2 Richie B's.
Oh, you mean he had 2 of the vertical and I got you. That is so confusing.
When they kept saying Cody was here, I went over there and stayed on that channel, on the regular horizontal channel. And
I heard you too, and I was like, maybe it's a different, and then I saw somebody's name that it could have been and I thought there's not 2 Pops. There's not 2 Pops. So I'm glad it was you.
it was me.
I just couldn't see you. I was like, man, pretty good.
We will see all y'all in a few minutes over on.
Yes, we'll end this now. So thank you for taking the journey into the unknown. I'm Coley, also known as ColeyUFO, and we have Gary Spikes Sr., also known as Pops, and our show. And check out the Pops Cryptid panels. Absolutely wonderful. And on that note, everybody have a safe weekend, what's left of it, and we'll see you next time.
UFO, UFO.